Welcome to the Rumbidzai show. Welcome to this episode. Salibonani, Makadini. Hello, wherever you are in the world and wherever you're tuning in from. Drop your location in the comments and let us know where you are. Today we are so excited to have with us Samukeliso, who is a mother and a grandmother of 7. I can't believe a grandmother of 7. She's an amazing woman, and today we're just talking about her journey and her experiences. Welcome, Samukeliso.
Hello.
Great. Where are you from? Samukeliso is a Ndebele name, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Where are you from in Zimbabwe?
From Gwanda.
From Gwanda?
Yes.
Wonderful.
But I grew up in Bulawayo.
Okay, which part of Bulawayo?
In Kulumane.
In Kulumane, Okay. I'm from Bulawayo as well. I grew up there. I remember Lobengula Street.
Oh, yeah.
By Erenkin.
Oh.
Yeah.
Know those places.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I know this is not easy for you, but I'm grateful and thank you for being here. So you're a mother. Can you tell us about your children, perhaps, and just your journey into England with them?
Okay, I came to England 2000 November 4, and then I left 2 of my children back home, Sandra and Trevor, and then I came with Admire, my late son, which I'm going to talk about him. So he was 2.5 years, me and his dad, we came here, and then 2008, I managed to get Sandra and Trevor in the UK.
Oh, wonderful,
yes.
Wonderful.
So they're here with me, they joined the family.
Right.
So
you got four children that you've given birth to, and you said 2 of them are adults.
Yes, they're adults.
And then you've got one who was born here?
Yes.
Okay.
He's 15 now.
15. Wow. And how have you found? You said you came with your husband.
Yeah.
Are you still married?
My ex-husband.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. So how did your marriage break down here in England?
Yes, it did.
Okay.
Yeah, we came together. Things were, the ship was already wrecking, so it actually broke up in here in England. So
it's a challenging country, this one, and I think it shakes relationships, especially in the early years. Yeah. So you've raised the children as you say as a single mom?
Yes, I can say that.
Okay.
100%. Yeah, as a single mother. And
when we were talking before, you just said it's really challenging raising, especially boys, as a single mom. How was your experience?
The experience is too high. I think it's a challenge when raising kids. They go to a stage that they need a father. They need a mentorship, but it happened that they didn't have one. Even now, I'm going through, my 15-year-old is getting to that stage. To be a teenager, you need a father to be there for him.
Yeah.
But there's something that I can tell him. There's something that he can do, but the voice of a father is not there.
It makes a difference.
It makes a big difference. So that's the challenge for me, raising kids. And actually, I had 3 boys. That was a big challenge for me. Yeah.
And so their father was totally not in their life after you separated?
It's just like nobody there. I can't say he's there, definitely he's not there in their life. It's just one of the fathers that it just comes whenever he feels like it. He's just one of the fathers that he's just enjoying his life there. He wants his freedom. So he doesn't even care about what kids they're doing.
Yeah, so you've raised them basically on your own.
Yes.
And you've told me a little bit about Admire, your late son, who came here when he was 2.5, isn't it?
Yeah. Indeed.
And how did he get on, like in school and his early years as a child? How was that for him?
He was a loving boy. He had a heart of gold. He had all the talents. Actually, he was a footballer.
Oh, a footballer.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
So he started all the way from growing up in the street. The street was it was a chaos. We lived in a street where there was like,
chaos.
Oh yeah, with racism, high level of racism.
Racism.
Yes. I can say that with open mouth. People coming at my door, kick my door, or the neighbor, you park your car there, they will put a note, don't park here. So I went through a lot when I moved in there.
Wow. So were you the only black people on that street?
Yeah, I was actually one. Then next door, there was a white man who moved. And then there was a Caribbean lady who moved in there until now. So it was still like that. But we fought a good fight. I can say that I fought a good fight there. Now we're living in peace.
Oh, that's good. That's good to hear.
Through God. Yeah. So yeah, it's been like, he started a long time ago when he was in primary school. It happened like when I think it was in year 5 or before then, year 2, 3. Then he was like actually not getting the help that he would need. My child, sometimes I would go and pick him from school. He would cry. They would just do anything to him. Tell the teachers, they would do nothing.
So did he experience bullying at school?
Yeah, kind of. He didn't get the support that every child deserves.
Okay.
So you would like, one day, for example, I went to school to pick him up. I saw my son. He was crying, trying to tell the teacher that I'm hurt. His finger. Someone stepped on his finger. That woman, the teacher, did not even respond to him. You know, normally when you pick your child, sometimes they will come and then tell you what happened to your son. I didn't get none of that.
Wow.
So I walked away with my son. The next day, the fingernail came out. He was crying, literally crying to tell the teacher that someone stepped on his finger. Wow. She didn't take no notice. So you come to school, from school, getting beaten. I said, my son, don't beat them back. You know, the African way. We're raised that way.
Yes,
we don't do things like that.
Yeah.
So don't fight. I think he got to a point that he said, no, I need to take matters into my own hands. And then that's when he started, whatever happened in school, he would beat them up. And then on our street, he beat another, he was 8 years old at that time. They were just playing kids. He beat another child who was 12 years old, which it was, I don't know. It took me like 2 days in court for trial.
Oh, so it became a criminal
matter?
matter?
Yeah, it did. Oh. They actually teamed up, like I was saying, the neighbors, they teamed up and they lied. They said, I beat the child, which I didn't do that.
Oh.
They told the parents for that child, they told him to lie about everything, that I beat him up, I did this and that. So I actually went to a court for 2 days trial, which I won anyway. That kid, he ended up like telling the court that that's all what he's saying. He was told to say so.
So you really faced a lot of discrimination and persecution.
Yes, I did.
To the extent of false accusations being made about you.
I did. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's my journey. So from there, the boy was out of control. His dad was on and off at that time. He would come whenever he feels like he'd go and spend time. So his relationship with his dad was not great. So he was mama's baby, and then it carried on. At 12 years old, according to this story, that's where everything about these drugs, what you could name them, I didn't know.
Wow. So until he was 12, it was, just want to summarize where we are in terms of he was getting into fights.
Yeah, he was getting into trouble every time in school. Every time.
And he was sticking up for himself.
Oh, yes.
Because you said he didn't get a lot of support at the beginning when you started raising those issues.
He did.
And then at 12, something happened.
At 12, something happened behind the scenes that not even any parent will expect things like that, according to what I heard. According to the report, the doctors, the social workers, and everything, the report that I got after he's gone. And the record that he did on social media, he recorded his life story on YouTube, which is actually out there, talking about his life story when he was 12. He didn't have a dad, he was this and that, mom stressing, all is in there. Oh. I found out when he was gone. So yeah, at 12, according to him, that's where he started drugs. Oh. Yes.
And you didn't know?
I could not see anything. Not even he was hiding it very well. Yeah. You come home, it's normal, but it gradually built up, I could see the signs. I would ask him, Admire, are you taking drugs? Are you smoking? He said, no, Mom, don't do that. And so then it went on.
Why would you ask that? Is there something you saw in his behavior?
Yeah, his behavior was aggressive. He was an aggressive kid. I think when he took those drugs, he was really aggressive.
Okay.
To an extent that I was actually nearly beaten up.
Oh, even yourself?
Yep. He would just shout at me and do all sorts of, call me names.
Wow.
And punch all the doors. Actually, all the doors, telling my sister here that he actually punched all the doors, all of them. When he get angry, he just punch the doors and do anything. So yeah, it carried on and on. I could see now the behavior was changing.
Yeah.
He would not come home. First days I won't sleep. I would just stay there awake until morning, just thinking, where did he go?
And at what
You ring
age?
him.
Was this about 13,
Yeah,
14?
12, 13. After 12 years going up, the life wasn't easy at all. He would just disappear 2-3 days, he's not at home. He comes back, change, bath, eat, and go. Ask him, where have you been? With my friends.
And did he go to school?
Yeah, he used to go to school. He got into trouble every time. He was just a child who was in trouble every time at school. He was actually expelled from school at some point. You go and beg from the teachers. He never, yeah.
And did you get any support at that stage from
I didn't
like the
get
school?
really, the school were trying, especially when he was in primary school, the head teacher was there. He tried his level best. The secondary school, they tried their best, but to me, sometimes I don't believe they tried enough.
Okay.
But there are certain things that you will say, Mom, you know, I'm telling you the truth. This happened. This is how it happens. But I end up getting into trouble. So you could tell what he's telling from the heart that he didn't do it. But at the end of the day, because it's always the child that has always been in trouble. So
anyway,
he end up getting
you
the
start
blame.
getting labeled, isn't it? Yeah.
So he was labeled in everything that he was doing. There was nothing good about him. They end up like kind of giving up on him. So the school wasn't great at all. It's just like on and off. You just off at school, just like that. So yeah, that's where the journey began. And then I started experiencing like, I actually caught him on the road smoking weed, which I didn't know. He was always denying that he's smoking. So I caught him with his friends. Oh, this is what is it? Then he started like doing it public. Whenever he feels like he would just smoke it, go out, drink. And then he comes home. When you ask him questions, he becomes so aggressive. Call me names, all sorts of names as a mother. I'm thinking, oh God.
Did you have your two adult children, the other older ones, were they still at home at that point?
They were at home at that point, but my daughter, she moved on. When she had a baby, she moved out.
Okay.
So at that point, I think she had already moved on. But some of the things that were happening when they were there. So, yeah, that parenthood, when you just don't know where your child is and you just can't sleep.
Yeah.
I've been there. Watch through the window. Sometimes when I hear the knock at the door, I'm thinking, oh, the police, what are they coming here for? And that, to be honest with you, most of the time the police will come, he's in trouble.
Wow.
Yes.
So you had police involvement from that young age?
Yes. They were always at my doorstep. If I hear a knock, I know, oh, the police, what has he done this time? And he was actually stabbed on the street at some point, and he never told me. Wow. I just saw him just limping. I'm like, okay, what has happened? He had a bandage. He went to hospital. He ran away from hospital.
By himself?
No, they took him. He ran away from the ambulance. People, after they put the bandage, he just ran away. So he was always on the street making trouble. And he actually, when I found that, he was just kind of like a lead game, like the leader of the street. So
of the gang?
Yeah. Oh. He was just like the boss. So yeah, it happened just like that. And then he just continued and continued. Things went from bad to worse. I couldn't control him anymore. I couldn't tell him anything. So as a mother, all I could do is just to pray to God to keep him safe. Because I was scared that one day, the fear that I had, would one day, I would just hear that he's been stabbed out there. That was the most important thing that was always like thinking, what is going to happen to him when he doesn't come home? When he comes home, I said, thank God he's back home. Yeah. And then he threatened me to commit suicide a long time. So I didn't know he was going to do it. Yeah.
Why did he threaten to commit suicide?
Because he said, I'm not loving him as a mother. He doesn't get that love. And all the things that happened with his dad, that his dad wasn't there for his life. So he threatened me a lot of times that he's going to commit suicide one day. I didn't know it was going to come that way. I thought he was just making a joke. And back, I think, before, if you want to ask anything.
No, you can carry on.
And then before he passed on, it was the year 2017.
So how old was he when he finally committed suicide?
He was 18 years.
He was 18.
Yeah. So before then, it was December, we celebrate Christmas together. We actually took photos together. He was fine. And then a few days after that, he actually took an overdose of tablets. He wanted to commit suicide. And then I think he didn't make it. The pain was too much. He called his friend. They came to rescue him. And I was actually in Birmingham here somewhere visiting a friend. So I left home. He said, Mom, I'm having a headache. I said, okay, I'll give you this tab. I gave him a packet of paracetamol. I said, you haven't eaten anything. Don't take them before eating anything.
Yeah.
The boy, God knows where he got some of the tablets. He mixed them up. God knows how many he took. Few minutes later, I'm already in Birmingham. My daughter is calling me at my in hospital. He's been admitted to hospital. The pain was too much. He took tablets. God knows how many. The friends came to rescue him. They took him off. He actually ran from Queen's Medical Center with all these patches all over his body. They saw him on the camera. He ran away.
He ran away again?
Yeah.
So he wasn't, it was another missed opportunity.
That
for
was
him
a
to
missed
get help.
opportunity, yeah. So he ran away. You know, they don't follow you.
Yeah.
They'll just leave you
They'll
post.
leave you to
You
go.
discharge yourself. So they let him go. They saw him on the camera. I saw the pictures at home and like, okay. So after that, he just carried on. January 17, that's why it was on a Saturday. I just came from work in the morning. I went to just normal routine, bath and went to sleep, and he was sleeping. Then his girlfriend came. At that point, he left a son, actually, he's turning 3 this
So that's one
March.
of your grandchildren?
Yeah. And then she came, I didn't even know she came with the baby. Then she left the baby, said, I forgot something. I want to go back home and get something for the baby. And then at Maya, it happened that night, previous night on a Friday, they party in my house when I wasn't there. They actually, it's on the record as well. They recorded that part of the song in the video.
Oh, in the video, then he left?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. When I came in the morning, there was all bottles of alcohol in the bin. The bin was full. They were partying in the house. And then that morning, all I could hear is just the girl came back. I didn't even know. He had left. The girl left the baby. And then she went to pick something up. And then he took the baby and went out with his friend. And that time he had hangover. He was drunk. They wanted to come to Birmingham. And the baby didn't have no nappies, no jacket. It was a bit cold, no car seat, nothing. So she came back. When she came back, Adma wasn't there.
And the baby as well?
Yeah. And then I can hear on the phone, she's screaming on the phone, where are you? I need to bring the baby home. I said, what is going on, Paris? He said, oh, no. He's taken the baby, want to go to Birmingham with his friends. And I don't even know whose car was it. You know, teenagers, you can't trust them with a child. I said, give me the phone, I want to talk to him. He screamed at me on the phone. I didn't win. And then later on, I think after 30 minutes, he came back home. Things were fine. They started reasoning. They went in the room and then we laughing. Everything was fine. And then when she wanted to go around 5 in the evening, she wanted to go. He said to her, don't take my child. I want Rico to stay. And then this one said, no, I have to go. I said, don't shout, don't fight in front of the kid. I took the kid, I gave it to his little brother. He went downstairs. He said, okay. At that moment, he said to me, I was standing at the door, he was in his bedroom. He just came in the bed, he was holding a cable, a TV cable. And he said to me and his girlfriend, it's okay, just go, you see what I'm gonna do. That was his words, his last words. I didn't even think of anything. And then I just went downstairs, she left. I just sat there downstairs. I wanted to send his little brother, Josh, to send him to the shop to get some toilet tissues. I said, it's getting dark, Josh. It's around 6. Let me go. I swear to God. That time I went in my bedroom. He had put music on. In fact, he came downstairs. A few minutes, I went back upstairs. I did not know what he was carrying, or maybe he was looking for a book or something. I did not see what he was carrying. And then after that, when I was going out, I went to my bedroom. He put music on, the door was closed. I'm thinking, he's angry. Normally when he's angry, I don't want to disturb him. I heard him coughing, the last cough. God knows that was the last cough. I guess that was it. I heard him coughing. I'm thinking, I stood there for a few seconds like, shall I go in? I said, no, maybe it's all right. It's just coughing. I believe that was
the last breath. Oh.
I wish. I
Yeah.
blamed myself and thinking if I could have got into that room, I could have saved his life.
And I know when we spoke earlier, you said to me that you've gone through a journey of forgiving yourself.
Yeah.
And going
I
through all the
confronted
questions.
myself. I blamed myself for everything. I'm thinking, what have I gone wrong? Where did I go wrong? What did I not do for him?
Yeah.
And then at that moment, I'm thinking, if I would have opened that door, maybe I would have saved him. And I'm thinking, on the other side, if God had allowed him to go, there's nothing I could do.
There's nothing you could have done.
It would have distracted me or him to not to do it, but maybe it was his time.
Yeah.
I had to go to a point that I have to forgive myself, but it wasn't an easy thing.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, if I would have opened that door. So at that moment, I just took my wallet, I went out. Within a space of 10, 15 minutes, I'm just going down the shop to get something. His girlfriend, it happened that I heard that his girlfriend called Joshua. He was trying to reach him, then he couldn't reach him. He rang Josh and said, Josh, can you go and check your brother upstairs? I'm trying to reach him, and his friend, they're looking for him. He's not responding, not picking the phone. That's when...
Do you want us to take a break?
No, I'll finish it. I want to help someone out there who has gone through the same thing that I've gone through. So that's when Josh went upstairs. He hasn't even told me up to today. I don't even know how to break him to talk to me about it.
Josh is the one who's 15 now.
He's 15, I was 14.
He was 14.
Yeah. So he found his brother.
Anytime you want to stop, just tell me.
It's okay. So, Josh, he took him down, tried to do CPR, and he called the neighbors. He called me. I couldn't pick the phone for some reasons, I don't know. I didn't hear the phone ringing. And then when I came out of the shop, I said, let me just check my phone. And then I saw almost more than 6 missed calls. I called back. When I called back, the phone was picked by my neighbor saying, let me pass the phone to PC so and so. I was like, what has happened? Why you give me for me to talk to the police? What has happened? They couldn't even tell me anything. Says, come home, everything's okay. Just come home. I knew something was wrong, but I didn't think my son was gone. I thought maybe in my mind, I thought maybe something stupid that he has done, or maybe he's done something, I didn't even think that day would be the day that I won't see him anymore. So I went back home. I met this policewoman in a car. They said, are you Sam? I said, yes. I said, put your stuff in the car. They helped me. I get into the car. Then they were just not far from the street. Then they took me, one of the neighbors. I didn't even go home at that time. When I arrived, the whole street was full of ambulance, police, people standing on the street, forensic team, they were there. I knew something wasn't right. But I didn't go at home more than 30 minutes. I was kept at neighbors. So after that, I remember that policeman who was there, two of them who was there with me, said, do you believe in God? I said, yes. I said, let's pray. Oh. We prayed. They were praying with me. But a few minutes later, they came, those who were in the doctors came, said, we are sorry, we couldn't save his life. We've tried everything. That was it. So that's when I was allowed to go and see him. When I got there, I found my boy laying on the floor. His body was still warm. Yeah. He was just laying there. That's how he went.
I'm so sorry.
It is well.
I'm so sorry. And I just want to say, there's no words that you can say to a mother. But I love what you said to me when we were speaking before, and you said you're sharing your story to give
I
hope.
want to help someone out there.
And
I've
to
been
help
wanting this
someone.
thing, but I didn't know how. Thank God for Regina, who came into my life. I wanted to do this, to help someone out there. To help someone who's at the edge of doing something that they will regret in the end. If he only knew that he was loved, he would have not done that. I saw his friend crying. They cried. Even up to today, when it comes to their birthday, they go there on the thing at the graveyard. They will spend all day there.
His friends.
They spend all day. They'll buy drinks, and even if it's raining, those kids, they will go there. And I actually have an opportunity to speak to them. They cried. I said, we are here right now today. Some of you right now, you're going the same thing. You're at the edge of doing the same thing that your friend did. They listened to me. They put all the drinks and cigarette down. They cried. Those kids, I still have the picture. They cried. I said, I'm not here to offend anybody, but I just want to tell you, you don't want to gather here again for the same reason. You need to talk. Our young children, they don't talk. That's the main thing, the main problem that they are facing. This young generation, they don't open up. They keep things here. When it's full, they just blow and explode. That's what I told them, speak to somebody. It's never too late. When you have a problem, speak to somebody. My boy never opened up to me. I remember the last days, it was like, Mom, he actually said one day, he said to me, Mom, I know I want to come out of this, but I've gone deeper. It's too late now. He said, it's too late. I want to come out. I said, the last days, the boy was so nice. He was like, Mom, I want to come to church. I had a vision about this. Mom, I was actually one day sitting there with my friends. I went blind for about 5 minutes. I just saw this white light in front of me. I said, are you sure? Tell me about the scriptures in the Bible. I'm thinking, he said, Mom, I want to come to church. But he never made it. If he would have opened up and find out what was the problem, I would have helped him, maybe get some help from other people, but he never. That's what our young generation, they're going through. They don't talk to nobody. So if we can fight and get someone out there to let them talk, that's the main issue that we're facing. Is that those kind of kids, you are downstairs, they go upstairs. You are upstairs, they come downstairs. You call them for dinner, they don't come on time. You go to sleep, they nick downstairs and come and eat. This is the life that we are facing. So
that's one of the key things that you're saying to the young people out there. That
they need to speak up. Yes.
And
find someone, communicate with somebody, whatever you're going through. Talk to somebody. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel. It's never the end of the world. We have gone through challenges, but we are still standing.
Strong.
Yes, we're still standing.
And look at you today, you're still standing.
I'm still standing, and I will stand for someone who is going through the same thing that I've gone through. It's not that it's not my power, but I believe in God. That if God's time is up, no one can stop it. So I have that faith, and I'm trying to help someone out there. Whatever you are going through, just be strong. Know that God can take you out of this. You are not alone. We have people like you guys doing this live show. This is what we need to preach out there.
Yes, that's wonderful. Yes. It's a message of hope.
Yes.
You've gone through Samukeliso so much.
I've been wanting this so bad. I don't know. God knows I've been wanting something like this, to speak out to the world, to tell the world, you can do it.
Yes.
I lost man, yes. I know I've lost him. And I'll meet her some days. But I don't want any parent to go through what I went through. He was only 15. Yet he was a footballer. He was at the age of getting to be successful. One day the manager of these big teams came to my own house as a black woman, sitting there on my couch, talking about taking him to the academy. The boy had all the opportunity, actually went to the academy, and then he messed up. He couldn't control his anger. He couldn't control himself. And then they kicked him out. So he was excellent footballer. I still have the trophies at home.
Wow.
I still have all those memories. So this is my journey.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing this. It's an emotional journey, and
It is.
you know, we've just thank you for letting us into a little bit of what you've been going through and how you have overcome. And I love what you said. You couldn't save, admire, but you can save others.
Yes,
by
I've
speaking
lost
out
yes,
and speaking to the young ones and helping them.
Yes.
And that's what it's all about, isn't it? It's about what can you do for the next person and use your experience for good. And you've said, you know, you're a Christian, and in the Bible there's a scripture that talks about beauty for ashes. And your ashes are what are becoming beauty because you are sharing that story with others. So thank you so much for that. And God bless you. And I just pray that you continue to find all your healing and that God will continue to work in your life. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.